Pokemon is a franchise that has been around for almost as long as I've been alive. That's a long time. And with new types being added, new Pokemon being added, Mega Evolutions, regional variants, the game has changed a lot over the years. Most of it for the better. But with all the type combinations and 893 Pokemon out there, we still have type combinations that we haven't seen. Even with the Megas, even with the type variances, there's still some types that we have not seen. So, I went out and I had some ideas. I approached some artists to get some artwork done, to kind of put my ideas pen to paper. Your boy is not an artist, not in the slightest. And I decided to come up with a top 5 of types that I'd like to see eventually make their appearance in the franchise, as well as put some ideas for what type of animals or creatures could be these Pokemon, even gave some stat distributions and broke down the type effectiveness for each one. And I've ranked it on a top 5 list because I know that everyone appreciates lists. So let's get right into it. Here is number 5. Electric fighting, when thinking about like the type effectiveness and how good I think it could be in competitive, originally when I thought of this concept, I thought it would be much higher on the list. But once I took everything into account, type effectiveness, the design and everything, ended up coming in at number 5. My original concept was a kangaroo. Think like Galar Zapdos, but a kangaroo. It was basically going to kick the shit out of things. Going to bounce on its tail. It wasn't going to have boxing gloves, but it was going to kick stuff really hard. But the design I went with was a jackrabbit, which I thought kind of fit. A lot of electric types are smaller, quicker, and I thought a jackrabbit did a really good job of showing that. The stat distribution is very much so a fast attacking Pokemon. It is very frail. You probably want to throw a Focus Sash on it or something like that, depending, and just let it attack. This particular Pokemon, I was thinking probably only be 1 stage evolution. So yeah, 475 is a really solid stat total for no evolution. Looking into the type effectiveness, it's pretty good. I mean, it's super effective against 7 types, and it's only weak to 3 types. I mean, I knew that going into it because electric is such a good typing defensively in terms of immunities and stuff like that. But really solid. And then it also resists 5 types. So I think a very solid typing. I just think that some of the other designs in the future would be a little bit better. I didn't get all the way into like the names and stuff like that. So if you have any name suggestions for this, let me know in the comments. And in terms of abilities, I was thinking Technician would be really good for abilities that already existed. And then another one I thought of maybe something like Energizer or Speed Boost would be good for this guy. Speed Boost would be one of those ones that's a little redundant because it's already 115 base speed. But I think Speed Boost, I can see Speed Boost being an ability for this Pokemon. So let me know any name suggestions, any ability suggestions, let me know in the comments. And now we'll get into number 4. So number 4 is probably my favorite design-wise. I was thinking that I wanted to do a pseudo-legendary out of one of the Pokemons that I did. The Pokemons that I did. I wanted to do a pseudo-legendary, and most dragon Pokemon, most games have a dragon Pokemon as a pseudo-legendary, and we haven't seen a bug dragon yet. So, I'd seen this caterpillar called the Dragon Head Caterpillar, and it very much looks like it has a dragon head. And the artist did a fantastic job of drawing the first form evolution of this thing almost exactly the way that I envisioned. And then I gave them the direction to draw a dragon, a Western style dragon, because we haven't seen many Western style dragons in the franchise, but to give it certain bug features. Like, I really wanted to have bug type wings. I wanted mandibles similar to what a wasp has, the insect eyes, and I think that they did a fantastic job of doing this for me. And then for the second stage, I was like, you know what, we just need like a cocoon stage. It makes sense, and that's what we went with. Stat distribution, I just kind of wanted to get a pseudo legendary base 600 stat, pretty even distribution. I definitely played to the whole competitive sense. Since I play competitive, I very much like seeing Pokemon that either have an attack or a special attack that's lower than the other, so you can tailor it to one or the other. So that's what I did. This is a special attacking bug dragon. Very good offensively in terms of attacking. I gave it solid defenses and 105 base speed. Gets it to where it's somewhat quick, but also not one of the fastest things in the meta. I thought that was fair. It looks like it would be fast, but not super fast. In terms of the type effectiveness, a lot going on here. A lot going on here. So it's only super effective to 4 types. And it's resisted by 2 types. So Steel and Fairy give this thing a lot of issues. There's 5 super effective types against it, which isn't the best. Takes neutral damage. It does resist 4 types, and it actually has a 4 times resistance to grass, being bug and dragon. My shoulder is kind of holding it up, but you can, if I go over here and see, look at that, quarter to grass. So I really like the design of this. I thought maybe like, what was it, Compound Eyes that Butterfree has to up the accuracy of moves and give this thing like Hurricane, maybe some of the dragon moves that are a little bit less. I thought this thing had a lot of potential. You don't want to go too crazy with it in terms of what it can do, but I thought like an ability like Compound Eyes or something like that made a lot of sense for this. And again, don't have a name, so let me know in the comments, guys. As I said, this is one of my favorites. I absolutely love this thing. If we got anything similar to this, I would be ecstatic. So, yeah, that's it for number 4. And we're going to chug along to number 3. Number 3, another fantastic. I actually love this one. This is my I keep lying to you guys. So this is probably my 3rd favorite, but when I was doing the initial concept for this video, I was in love with this thing. Me and my girlfriend, I asked her, I was like, hey, I'm thinking of a fire grass type. I don't want to do something stupid like a Tiki or something like that people were showing when they were doing the Alola region. Like, I want to do something maybe that makes sense, but also super cool. And I've been playing with a lot of Trick Room teams, and that's where the stat distribution comes from. But this is based on the trees that actually pollinate from the forest catching on fire. They'll drop their pine cones, they'll catch on fire, and that's how they spread their seeds. So the concept behind this one is this would be the 2nd stage evolution. It would only evolve twice, kind of like Trevenant, but the condition for evolution would be that the pinecone form, which is the pre-evolution, would have to be hit by a fire move in the battle and live, while also knowing a certain move, so it didn't just like evolve at like level 2, because that would be kind of bullshit. So that was the idea. Very much a Trick Room Pokemon, very much a physical Pokemon. The special defenses aren't the best, but they're workable, and yeah, it's 35 speed. It's a tree. Like, it's not gonna be fast. It does really good offensively. It hits 7 types for super effective damage. And it's only resisted by 2, which is Dragon and Fire. Only 3 types are super effective against it in Flying, Poison, and Rock. So I feel like it could definitely do work on some good teams in competitive format. It resists Steel, Electric, and Fairy, which are 3 fantastic types to resist, and it takes quarter damage from Grass. So I could see a Pokemon like this definitely doing some big time work on a Trick Room team. Fire Grass is a great typing. I could kind of see it maybe having ability like Competitive. I would love for it to have an ability that's basically the special attack version of Intimidate. I don't know what I would call it, but I would love for that to be the case. And it would make a lot of sense for this Pokemon. I know they usually don't do stuff like that, where like, oh, this Pokemon has weak special defense, let's give it an ability that lowers the opponent's special attack. But that's what I would do. But I'm thinking of it from a competitive sense. But yes, special attack equivalent to Intimidate is what I would give this thing, and I think it would be fantastic in Trick Room. I love the design. Absolutely love the design. And again, big props to my girlfriend. She was the one that kind of pitched this to me, the idea, and I just fell in love with it instantly. Super awesome. Super awesome. And that's only number 3. We got 2 more to go, guys. 2 more to go. Alright, so originally, in terms of concept, this thing was lower on the list. But as I looked at what it could do in battle and the type of stuff it resisted, it's just a super solid typing. So Steel Normal, the idea for this was an actual silverback gorilla, the silver being steel. So this is pretty much modeled after Conkeldurr, which is one of my favorite Trick Room Pokemon. The artist gave it metal fists, actual steel as a main, steel as the back, and I like it. I think it would be really good. Obviously, with steel on it, it wouldn't be the fastest, but again, another Trick Room Pokemon, very much based off Conkeldurr. This thing will destroy stuff. It's just going to be a physical monster. So it only hits 3 types effectively, deals neutral damage to a lot of things, and only resists steel. Obviously, being Steel Normal, it is going to get destroyed by fighting types. And it takes super effective damage from ground and fire. But since it's Steel Normal, it does have 2 immunities in Poison and Ghost. And it resists 10 types. So, like, it's got a 4 times weakness. But it resists damage from 10 types. That's crazy. Like, that is insane. So, yeah, I think a Steel Normal in this build would be fantastic on Trick Room teams. You can clearly tell that when I was doing these and looking at these that I was very much playing a Trick Room team at the time. And you get definitely influenced there. But I think this would be great. I think Iron Fist makes sense for this Pokemon. I mean, it literally has fists of iron. Guts also would be fantastic. Basically, just take everything Conkeldurr does and give it to this thing, and I would be extremely happy with it. That being said, guys, now we're going into what I think is the number 1 Pokemon and typing that I would like to see, and I'm excited to see what you guys think. Alright, so I have loved the concept of this Pokemon since I thought about it, and I think it would be fantastic. So it is very much based on Klefki, but also based on Will-O-Wisps, which are fairy creatures from Legend, and you can see that it's very much fire, fairy. It would be Prankster, is what I was thinking of when I made this. It would be a Prankster Pokemon, maybe an ability that increases the accuracy of like fire moves, so like Will-O-Wisp is 100% accurate or something. I don't know. Or maybe give it its own move, kind of like Nuzzle, that always burns. I don't know. But Fairy Fire is very good in terms of type combination. Again, super effective against 7 types. It only resists fire. It does have 4 weaknesses: poison, ground, rock, and water. But it doesn't have any 4 times weaknesses, so it's definitely very manageable. It's very much a defensive Pokemon, but I wanted to give it some offensive versatility. So it's got 85 special attack, so it can do some stuff. This is a Pokemon I could see very much just running like Heat Wave, Dazzling Gleam, and then like 2 Prankster moves or something like that. But I really like the idea of a Will-O-Wisp Pokemon. Fire Fairy would be a really awesome type to see. Both are pretty good type combination types in the meta, and yeah, this is my favorite of all the Pokemon. I think all 5 of these were really awesome designs, but this one has a special place in my heart, a warm place in my heart, if you will. And I would very much like to see a Pokemon like this make its debut in the next generation. But that's what I got for you guys. So that was it, guys. That was the top 5 unused typings and Pokemon suggestions, in my opinion, that I would like to see in the next type of generation. Maybe some basic designs. I hope you guys enjoyed that. A little different style video of what I normally do. But I had this idea a while ago. I got the artwork done, and I've been super excited to get this to you guys. Hear your guys' thoughts. Let me know in the comments. Drop a like if you like this type of video. Let me know if this is something you want to see for me doing going forward. I know a lot of the stuff I do right now is just battle videos, and I do love battling, but I also love Pokemon as a franchise. So I'm definitely up for maybe having discussions, maybe doing more top 5 lists in the future. So let me know if that's something you'd like to see going forward. I have been Nexus Complex. And until next time, I will see you on the next one.
But I'm still fly, I know. I'm still fly, let's go.